Hi, welcome everyone to the January edition. Happy New Year to everyone. So, today we would cover what happened in the public markets in the month of December, right from DRHP filings to companies that IPO'd and if there was any liquidity that was generated in the post IPO markets per se. So, the two companies that filed for IPOs in the month of December, Shiprocket and AceVector, let's cover them one by one. Shiprocket, as most of you know, is an aggregator of various courier partners. They provide shipping, fulfillment, and returns management to various e-commerce companies, D2C players, and so on. The investors here on the cap table are Bertelsmann, Tribe, Temasek, March Capital, Lightrock, MUFG, and so on. By the way, they also have some strategic investors like Zomato, PayPal, Arvind Lifestyle on the cap table. Here, the total IPO size is about 2300 odd crores. The estimated market cap of this company is about 10,200 odd crores. And if that is a price that is held, then the OFS component, which essentially generates liquidity for investors and founders, would be about 1240 odd crores. This is a company wherein the investors who want to take liquidity at OFS is Lightrock, Arvind, Tribe, March, Bertelsmann, and some other shareholders are also looking to take liquidity. If we take a quick glance in terms of the performance of this company, they did about 1600 crores in FY25. The year-over-year growth has been about 24%. At an EBITDA level, they make small losses of about 15-16 odd crores. The next company is a company called AceVector. This is a company that you would have heard is behind Snapdeal, and then they have another SaaS platform called Unicommerce. The beauty is that Unicommerce itself is a listed entity. AceVector holds about 26 odd percent in this company. So the parent is now listing, the subsidiary is already listed, if I may. Here on the cap table, you have SoftBank, Temasek, Nexus, Premji, and eBay. The issue size over here is about 500 odd crores. And if the market capitalization which is expected is 1700 odd crores, if that holds, the OFS component would be about 200 odd crores, wherein SoftBank, Nexus, and some other investors are looking off to sell. In terms of performance, this company did about 390 odd crores, of which about one third was from Unicommerce, the listed entity. The year-over-year growth is about 4%, and there are some EBITDA losses that are still there. So that's on companies that filed their DRHPs. Now, if we come to the companies which actually went and rang the bell. So there were about 5 companies which went and rang the bell in last month. One company listed with a market cap of about $6 billion. The remaining 4 companies were somewhere between $500 million to $1 billion. So the first company over here is a company called Nephrocare. Nephrocare, as most of you guys would remember, we had mentioned that they run a network of dialysis centers and provide integrated renal care services. There, the company went public on 17th of December. They took about 16 years to go public. The issue size was about 870 odd crores, of which the OFS component was about 500 odd crores. The selling investors over here were InvestCorp, IFC, 361. Promoters also sold some part. On the other hand, folks who didn't sell anything were Premji Invest and Quadria Capital. From a performance perspective, they did about 756 odd crores of revenue and about 181 crores of EBITDA. So with that, the price to sales at listing was about 6 times. The next company that went and listed was Wakefit. Wakefit, as all of you know, is a sleep solution company, if I may. They manufacture and sell mattresses, pillows, furniture, and other related items. They listed on 15th of December. They took about 9 odd years to go and list. The total issue size here was about 1300 odd crores, of which OFS was about 900 odd crores. Interestingly here, the fresh issue size reduced from DRHP to listing. At the time of DRHP, the target was to raise in fresh issue about 470 odd crores. They ended up raising about 377 odd crores. The selling shareholders, Peak 15 sold about 400 odd crores, World Invest sold about 198 crores. Then Sai Global sold about 8 crores. Paramark sold about 50 crores. And then other shareholders and promoters also sold. From a performance perspective, this company did about 1300 odd crores in FY25. The growth has been about 29%. EBITDAs of about 91 crores. So from a valuation perspective, they listed at about 5 times their revenue or sales. They listed at about 6,300 odd crores. The next company which listed was a company called Remedies. The name seems familiar with coronavirus, but I don't think there is any relation with that. But they are primarily involved in development, manufacturing and marketing of branded formulations, primarily serving the domestic markets. They listed on 15th of December, time taken to list 21 odd years. The issue size was 655 crores. The entire issue was an OFS. Earlier, they were targeting about 800 odd crores in OFS, which by the time of listing was reduced to 655 odd crores. So you are seeing this, that whatever was the target that was set at the time of DRHP filing, that does get revised based on the market realities or based on the investor expectations, demand, etc. And that's the reason why you would see this changes happening. In OFS over here, Sapia Investment sold about 400 odd crores. Anchor Partners sold about 15 crores. Sage sold 8 crores. And then Promoter sold about 227 odd crores. From a performance perspective, last year, FY25, they did about 1200 odd crores, which means the listing market cap of about 6,500 odd crores was at about 5.5 times of their revenue. From a EBITDA perspective, they did about 250 odd crores, and hence roughly price to EBITDA was about 26 times. The large IPO in the last month was Meesho. Meesho, as all of you know, is somebody who empowers small businesses and individual entrepreneurs to sell their products online through social media and on the Meesho marketplace. This company was started in 2015, listed on 10th of December. The time taken to IPO was about 10 odd years. Issue size here was about 5,400 crores or so, of which the OFS component was about 1,200 odd crores. The selling investors over here were Elevation, which sold about 270 odd crores, Peak 15, which sold about 190 crores, Venture Highway, which now is General Catalyst, sold 96 crores, Golden Summit sold 88 crores, and then there were a bunch of other investors on the cap table who sold, including Y Combinator, the Serene Family Office, the founders Vidit and Sanjeev. Interestingly, all investors did not sell. Investors such as Naspers, SoftBank, Westbridge, Fidelity did not sell. Probably they believe in the long-term compounding story and hence they held on to their stock. The revenues of this company FY25 were about 9,400 crores. EBITDA, they are slightly making losses. But from a market cap perspective, they listed at about 50,000 odd crores. So a price to sales multiple of about 5.3 times or so. And within a week or so, the company got re-rated. The market cap, I think now is about 70,000 crore plus. So from 50,000 crores, they moved to 75,000 crores or so. The last company which got listed in last month is a company called Aequs, which is a precision engineering play serving various companies in consumer and industrial sectors. We also have a company called Ethereal Machines, which is into precision engineering. As you remember, we had mentioned about it. This company got listed on 10th of December. Took about 25 odd years to go and list. Issue size was about 922 crores, of which 250 crores was the OFS component. The investors who sold over here were Aequs Capital, who sold 213 crores. Promoters also sold about 17 crores, and then individual investors sold rest of the piece. Investors who didn't sell were Amansa, Steadview, Sparta and Catamaran Advisors, who didn't sell. From a performance perspective, this company did about 920 odd crores in FY25. EBITDA margins of about 12%. They listed about 8,300 crores, which from a price to multiple perspective is at about 9 times. So you would see that the listing multiple over here is richer than other companies that we talked about earlier. Probably given that they are EBITDA profitable, there is industrials or engineering is a focus area given whatever is happening in India, local manufacturing. So that probably resulted in the multiple premium that this company had. And lastly, in the post-IPO market scene, there were no investors who sold shares. Just a promoter sold, like in Ola Electric, Bhavish sold shares worth about 230 crores or so. So overall, the liquidity generated in this month was about 3,800 odd crores. So you would have seen like there have been months wherein the liquidity went up as high as $1 or $2 billion, and then there are these months wherein the liquidity is about 500 odd million. And on an average, like I think the liquidity would be between 700 to 800 million dollars every month if we had to look the overall year in review. Like we would talk about what happened in calendar year 25 on an overall basis, but overall this year, calendar year 25, has been a very robust year in terms of liquidity generated for various PE/VC investors. Yeah, so that's what happened in December. Stay tuned. We would soon be coming up with what happened in overall calendar year 25 as well. Thanks.